Kyler, now that you've had a day or so to process it, what do you take away from the Tech game?
I think it was a good road win in a hostile environment. A good offensive team and that's been playing much better on defense. Came out, showed us different looks than we expected at the beginning. But for our team to fight through what I put us in a little hole, I think it was good. I think it was good for us to face a little adversity and come out of it.
What does this rivalry mean to you? Now you got a chance to step in and be in the position on the field. What does it mean to you?
I'm just ready to play another game. Honestly, another great opportunity for us as a team against a good team. Obviously, there's a rivalry. Obviously, it'll be intense on Saturday. But for us, we still got to execute and play well.
You kind of talked about this Saturday. What do you remember from that game last year, just how crazy it was? And what was that like to just be that close?
The Oklahoma State game?
Yeah.
Kind of like Saturday, we started off a little rough with the pick and then a little controversial fumble or whatever it was. Started off slow, and the game could have got out of hand pretty quick, but we found a way to stay in it and came away with a win. We set a couple of records that day, obviously. And it was just it was a shootout. So hopefully we don't have to do that this Saturday, but if it comes down to it, we'll be ready.
You talked a little bit about Trey's game on Saturday. Just it really appeared like he got stronger as the game went on.
Yeah, he kind of carried us. As far as obviously, I ran for 100, but he really behind that O-line. The O-line played great. He ran the best I think he's ran all season. 206 yards, 3 touchdowns or something like that. So I'm glad he kind of got this was kind of his day to he hasn't. I don't want to say, like I said, I don't want to say he's been down, but he hadn't really got loose like he's wanted to get loose, and I think he did that Saturday. So it was good to see that.
Kyler, Grant Calcaterra had a couple of contested catches on Saturday and was able to hang on to them. What kind of improvement have you seen from him just over the last month or so, and what do you think's been behind that?
For him, I think it's all in the head, all confidence, just playing more. That's all it is. He's obviously got the ability to do what he he do what he does. He's here for a reason. So I think for him, it's just all playing more and then getting confidence out there on the field.
Your ability to bounce back in difficult moments, is that something that you just naturally have, or is that something you learn over time?
I think a little bit of both. I believe in myself. You're going to make mistakes as a quarterback. You play, at the D1 level, there's good competition. It doesn't matter if they're 3-3, 1-6, 1-6. It doesn't matter. They got good players too. So, I think just the experience I've been in throughout my life have allowed me to, kind of make mistakes and be able to come back from them, be down in a game and come back from it. I think that has to do with it. So, just the confidence I have, and then experience. You can't, the more you play the game, the better you get. So,
Kyler, your offensive line has played pretty great the last couple of weeks. What have you seen from that unit as a whole? It seemed like the push they were getting was pretty incredible.
I've said it many times. I think we got the best line in the country. Those guys. After the Texas game, I talked to Coach B. He said, that was the best game they played, even though we lost. So I think that, saying that we lost, I think, they kind of hit their stride after that game. And right now, they're playing together. They're confident. And, they're just doing what they do. We've been doing this for the past couple of years now with this O-line. I think we've had the best O-line for a couple of years now. So, I think they need the credit they deserve. They're just good.
I know you don't maybe work with him as much individually, but what makes Bedenbaugh such a good coach, such a good offensive line coach?
I think he's really hard on him. I think the attention to detail is the biggest thing, really. They say he'll go overlook that teams have ran that haven't ran in a couple of years, just to make sure that they're ready for it if they see it. So, I think that goes to show that he's never going to let them not see something or not be prepared on the field. So he's always preparing them, and he's hard on them. So.
Kyler, I asked you Saturday about Lee. I wanted to ask you, has he always had good hands? Is it something you saw in high school, or did he have to really work to where he's gotten today?
I think it's a lot of hard work. Lee wasn't he was on JV junior year in high school, and I mean, not a lot of kids that are on this level doing what he's doing. We're on JV, they're junior year in high school. So for him to, play 1 year on varsity and do what he did, and then come here and develop into what he's, how he's playing, I think it says a lot to the work ethic of him, the mindset, and just, the want to.
Kyler, you settled in after your picks on Saturday, and you were involved in a few more runs up after those throws. How does when your number is called to run the ball, how does that settle you down, or why do you think that settles you down some?
I think after the interceptions, I mean, I think there was like 5 plays and 2 of them were picked. I don't know how many plays there were, but if I hadn't thrown the picks, we probably still. I still would have ran the ball. It's not like he was trying to run me to settle me down, but no, at that point it's just really. I got to calm myself down and run. I guess running the ball. It's just another way, obviously, to move the ball. At that point, you just got to move the ball. And when you're down 14-0 or whatever it was, you just got to score the football no matter how. So I don't think running the ball calms me down. I think it's just part of our offense. Yeah.
You've made a habit of spreading the ball around to a lot of different guys. Is that just a matter of trusting the system, or is it a matter of having those individual relationships with each individual receiver?
A little bit of both, but more so I think just trusting the system, trusting my reads. We got our receiver room is pretty good, so we got a good rotation. I don't really notice who's in the game. Sometimes I'm just going through my reads and throwing the ball to the person who's open. So I think that has to do a little bit of both.
Kyler, you guys want to take an attitude in every game you play, obviously,
yeah.
Especially as these games become more important down the stretch here. But what's the secret to drawing the line between having an attitude and then hurting yourself with personal fouls and penalties and that kind of thing? Yeah,
we definitely killed ourselves a little bit. And I think that's something that we've done a little bit all season that's kind of stopped us. Like I said, I don't think a lot of teams can stop us for 4 quarters. But when we make dumb penalties and hurt ourselves, obviously that can hurt the drive or whatever. But no, there's a fine line of being physical, which obviously you don't want to tell your team not to be physical. We got to it's a physical game, so we got to play with that mindset of being physical and the most physical team on the field. But at the same time, you can't. We made a couple penalties on Saturday that just we can't do going forward because you get beat playing better teams. But I think it was a good learning experience for us. You just got to learn to control those moments.
Is it hard to do so when you're in the heat of the battle and that kind of thing?
Yeah, nobody from the outside knows what's being said or what's happening on the field. Only the guys on the field know what's being said or what actually happened. So it's tough to control. I try not to put myself in those situations, but when my teammates are, I can't really. Cody, some of those guys, they get riled up. It's hard to stop, but we just gotta be better.
What have you seen, or what do you know about OSU's defense? I think they've led the country in sacks for most of the year.
I don't really have a comment on them right now. So.
Do you have much familiarity with any of their players, coaches, or any history?
Not really.
No.
I was recruited by Oklahoma State. Other than that, I don't really know.
After Saturday's game, we saw you rush over to Cliff and talk to him after the game. Just that bond continues after all these years, doesn't it?
Yeah, great to see him. I saw him before the game. He said a couple words to me. I can't really say much about him. He's he's believed in me since I was, sophomore in high school. And he's always been good to my family. So, like I said, I got a lot of love for him.
You said OSU recruited you. Was that Gundy that reached out to you during that time? Do you remember?
No, it was I forgot his name. Yelich? Yurcich, whatever. Yeah.